Hi, welcome to our Wednesday, the 14th edition of our daily devotions. And we are receiving messages from the Tao Te Ching this month as part of our devotion to Chiwangmu and Magu, the Taoist immortals. And today, we are with verse 27. A knower of the truth travels without leaving a trace, speaks without causing harm, gives without keeping account. The door she shuts, though having no lock, cannot be opened. The knot she ties, though using no cord, cannot be undone. The sage is always on the side of virtue, so everyone around her prospers. She is always on the side of truth, so everything around her is fulfilled. The path of the sage is called the path of illumination. She who gives herself to this path is like a block of wood that gives itself to the chisel. Cut by cut, it is honed to perfection. Only a student who gives herself can receive the master's gift. If you think otherwise, despite your knowledge, you have blundered. Giving and receiving are one. This is called the great wonder, the essential mystery, the very heart of all that is true. So today, it's really about being in empowered surrender to all that is, and particularly empowered surrender to the divine design of the Tao or the way. There's not, in divine design, there's not like necessarily an architect with an overarching plan that is being carried out in a linear fashion. Rather, divine design is the instantaneous, constant arising of perfection in the now, even up to and including some very difficult things to cope with. It doesn't mean that a difficult thing was given to us to deal with by some external force that wanted to teach us a lesson. It means that when things arise, how we approach them can be the difference between whether they become a very painful wounding or a lesson, a wisdom, and an opportunity to help further in the world. So today, let's try and keep that in mind with whatever comes our way. If there's a difficulty, but also if there's a good thing that happens, let's keep in mind that it's part of the endless arising. And the arising isn't a plan, it's just the perfection of all that is in its fullness, good and bad. This is why, in a shamanistic view, the idea of there being balance is the ideal rather than always wanting everything to be positive. Because if everything is always positive, there's no balance. If there's everything always negative, there's also no balance. But a balance of the positive and the negative is what creates that middle path. And that middle path is what's considered ideal. So we are working this month with the White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild and A. Andrew Gonzalez. And it's a beautiful deck, beautiful art. And today our card is Anapausis. One of the reasons I love this deck is because it includes a lot of concepts that are not immediately familiar to me. Anapausis. The Latin word anapausis refers to the cessation of work so that one can regain strength, renew vitality, and heighten creative productivity. It is rest for success. The oracle of anapausis advises physical, emotional, and psychological rest to reset yourself. That might mean switching off without fear or guilt. It is likely to mean giving up worries and the constant replay of anxiety ridden speculation. Find some spaciousness and pleasure within and around yourself so that you may experience healing and renewal. If you've been considering working with a healer, then this is confirmation to pursue such a path. The oracle recommends finding spiritual rest, even if you have to work hard. Spiritual rest happens when we take refuge in the sacred. We give up trying to become something or other or tending fully to the task at hand. Instead, we are completely engaged in the moment. When we do so, we trust that the universe knows what it is doing and that we are part of the unfolding. Do not give up, but allow your heart to disengage from struggle. Give yourself much needed rest. You're in a phase of recovery. If you've been off your path, you're going to come back strong. You will regain your spark of passion, inspiration, and devotion. A certain order of events needs to take place for your soul's path to come to fruition now. Commit yourself to the journey, trusting that the right thing will happen at the right time. So, a further confirmation of that message from the Tao Te Ching of empowered surrender, just allowing ourselves to be with whatever is happening, good or bad, and being with it completely and restfully. So, if something is difficult today, breathe through it and say, okay, I am just going to allow whatever it is to run through me like a river, wash over me like water. I will still be standing like, a stone in the middle of the ocean. The waves may crash against it, and yes, it can be wearing, but the stone stands for a long time and is one with the water. And at the same time, if something good is happening, let it wash over you. Just let yourself be with it. Take the time to rest and reflect today about whatever is happening and trust that the order of what is meant to come next will present itself in good time when you've given yourself a minute to breathe. So that's our short bit for today, if that's what you were here for. And now let's dive in to our practice. We're going to start with 3 prostrations before the shrine of Guan Yin. And remembering that refuge is part of anapasis, let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention. Today, I'd like us to continue to hold for Kichu, my mom's cat, who's still missing. But I'd also like us to hold a very special intention in our hearts for a mother and daughter who are going through an absolutely unimaginable tragedy, so horrific that I can't even explain it. And so, holding for this sacred mother and daughter, for their healing, their well being, their relief from the trauma of their circumstances. And let's recite the Four Immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as our suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering for Guan Xiyin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Om Ahum. 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 Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guanyin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guanxi and Pusa, calling out to Guanyin and asking her to please help us to find that sacred pause within ourselves so that we are able to reflect and reattune to the divine ever arising. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pu Sa. 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 And our brief prayer to Yeshit Sogil. Ying Chutaki Somo Kachanza, Dusum Kunjimpe Majungye Ki, Sangzo Dupo Dechen So Gyalmar, So Wadeb So Chukdun Nudrup So, Mother of Space, foremost of Dakinis, Lady Karchanza, gatherer of the vast secret treasury of Padmakara, knower of all, past, present, and future, Mother Tsogyal, Great Bliss Queen, to you we pray, grant us cities, ordinary and supreme. Ying Chutaki Somo Karchanza, Dusum Kunjempe Majungye Ki, Sangzo Dupo Dechen So Gyalmar, So Wadeb So Chuktun Nudrup So. And now 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum, sending out energy for Kichu to come home and also for this mother and daughter who are enduring the unimaginable. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lamadachin Yeshe Wangmo. Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, May the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss, Yeshiwangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have compassion and its happiness and its causes. Compassion and happiness and its causes. And may we carry the frequency, the compassion and love of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher, and wishing everyone a day of anapasis, sacred pause, taking a moment, taking a breath, reflecting on what is and how you can be flexible and empowered in your surrender to whatever is arising in the now. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.